Alright, microphone distortion. Never thought I was actually going to be able to come to this. By microphone distortion, I do not mean microphone preamp distortion. I mean the microphone itself is distorting. Just the way it works makes a form of distortion. So this right here is the Placid Audio Carbonphone RU-80, according to Mark, the guy that runs it, and the bass player for the Polyphonic spree. The RU-80 is based off of the carbon capsule found in a decommissioned Soviet field radio. And the Carbonphone, the standard one, that one is based off of the intercom system in a tank. I also have two more lines going. As you can clearly see, the 57 going to the front. I learned that with this big, boomy 15-inch speaker, a 52 is just too much low end and not enough high end. And the 441 has too much low mids, but a 57 seems to be just fine. It gives a lot of that nice high end and not too much low end. I really like it on this amp. I also am running a line out the back to get more high end and to get a bigger, fuller sound. Now attached to the 57, I also have this JHS color box, and I'm running the 57 through the JHS color box, and I'm going to be turning that on just to compare the difference in sound between the Carbonphone and a 57 running through a JHS color box, because I want to see if just simply distorting the preamp of a microphone in front of a speaker could give you a similar sound. This thing really does sound wild, and I don't think that's going to be possible though. So first things first, we're going to be starting off with just the 57 and the line out the back, and then we're going to change the 57 to the Carbonphone. So first, just to see what this amplifier sounds like, let's just use just a 57 and the line out of the back of the amp, the DI out the back. So now we're going to remove the 57 and we're going to put the Carbonphone RU-80 inside. We're going to use the Carbonphone instead. I gave it a long sustain because I really like the way this thing sounds with sustain. It just has this warm quality to it. And once again, mixing in a little bit of the clean sound is what it's designed to do. You're not supposed to use this thing by itself unless you want an incredibly strong effect. But mixing in a little bit of it gives you just that warmth, that kind of je ne sais quoi that carbon capsule gives you. Now so none of the distortion being made here is actually being made in the microphone preamp. All of it is being made in the microphone itself. Let's just hear what it would sound like if we just took a 57 and distorted it. And for that, I'm using a JHS color box. It sounds nice, but that's preamp distortion, not carbon microphone distortion. And finally, just out of curiosity, let's just mix all three microphones, all three sources together, the DI, the Carbonphone, and the SM57. I quite like that. You get the clarity from the DI, you get the speaker sound from the 57, and you get that warm carbon microphone sound from the Copperphone. My complaints about this unit are very few. The biggest complaint is that it does not come with a case or so much as a bag. Even Shure, when I got a new 57, came with a bag. I mean, I like this microphone, but it'd be nice if it came with at least a bag to go with it. Besides that, the price is $300. Now, for $300, you can get 3 SM57s, which you're going to use those a lot more. But considering what this thing is and how it sounds and how it actually, I think, does actually have some value in a mic locker, I actually love it, and I'm glad I got it. Now, could you get this with plugins? Yeah, you can get probably 80% of the way there, but this thing it reacts differently. If you use, let's say, a SM7B, and then you run it through that type of mic plugin, it's still not going to sound exactly the same as a real carbon capsule because it doesn't have a real carbon capsule on it. It's going to react differently, and then the plugin is just going to try to filter that sound from the 57 into a carbon-esque sound, whereas this actually is a carbon microphone. I love the way it looks. I love how hefty it is. It's built rather well by Mark himself. And yeah, it's pretty much bulletproof. That's a solid slug of copper right there, and carbon microphones are notoriously very sturdy. I mean, there's a reason that the Soviets use these as field microphones, as microphones for the field radios. Yeah, this thing's going to last me forever, and the next thing I'm going to do with it is put it on drums. I would be remiss if I didn't show you what it sounded like on vocals. Thank you for watching, like and subscribe.